Yes lads, welcome back to the channel. Today we are working in London. It is currently 6:10. I haven't had a drop of caffeine this morning, so we are very tired. But we're just about to head up London, so I thought I'd take you through the day. Let's get into it. You're probably thinking, why is he in the car and not the van? Because driving into London this week, we've been here all week. This is Friday now. Been here all week and we drove in 2 days and it was an absolute nightmare. So the first day it was like 4 hours of travel. The second time we've done it, it was 4 hours, and then it's £40 in parking. You have to move it after 4 hours. It's an absolute nightmare. So that is why we are driving to the train station, and then we're going to hop on the underground and go straight to Oxford Circus. Right, we've made it into the job. This job is probably one of the biggest jobs so far since we started at Electrics. Probably biggest scale, but they're quite a few small jobs in the building. So basically what we've had to do, we've had 4 floors that we've had to full test because we're changing the suppliers. So I'm going to show you in a minute what we've actually been up to. We wanted to test all the floors before starting the works because 1, we got to change the suppliers. 2, we didn't want to be walking into a mess of electrical work, so at least we can test it, we can have visual inspection and make sure that is up to standard, and if any works need carrying out to bring it up to standard, then we know and the client knows as well. But this is basically the rundown of what we've been doing. So this is the final one that we've got to do. We've got the 3-phase board which does this floor, but this is south side. They've got north side and south side. This is south side. Basically all of south side. So they've got 3-phase coming in from the main wire field downstairs in the basement, but they've only got single phase coming out to the fuse board. But what we've had to do is the AC supply on the north side, which is feeding the south side. It's a little bit confusing. We've had to take it from the north side, put it to the south side, switch it over to this fuse board, and then we need to upgrade this side 3-phase into this fuse board so that the AC supply has the 3-phase supply. Yes, I know, it's a little bit confusing. Pricing up the job was a little bit confusing, but that is basically the main rundown. I'll go downstairs and I'll show you one that we've already done, so you can sort of get a gist of the works. But today's job is to swap over this, and then we need to sort out a few sockets. As I mentioned before, we tested it and a load of sockets were broken, so we've had to change them all over. So yeah, that is basically the works that we've been doing. We've been here for a week now, pretty much 2 people for a week. Final day on my own. Once it's all changed over, we're just going to test the AC supplies, and then that'll be pretty much it. So let's get some tools out, let's get cracking. So this is the previous one we done earlier. We put some new fuses in there, some new fuse carriers, some new tails through the trunking to feed the new 3-phase meter out of the meter into the board, and then we've put the new AC supply which runs up there. We basically run a 4mm armoured through the ceiling to the other fuse board, adaptable box that side. So this is the other side, this is the armoured that goes to the other fuse board, the 4mm, and then we've just clipped it up the tray, and we put an adaptable box in which we put a label in, and then we just put the blanks in there as well. So yeah, not a bad little job. 4 floors, pretty much exactly the same setup. That side's dead. And that side's dead as well. So previously, I don't know why they've made it single phase. They put a 3-phase board in there, the 3-phase supply here, but they made them all single phase. But previously, they didn't buy the link kit, and I think they've just got a bit of old buzz bar, put a bit of tape on it, and then use that to link the phases. Flipping hell, mate. With these towels, because they're 7-core stranded, they're quite tough to work with, so you almost want to sort of eye it up and make up your bends before you put it through the bush and lock rings, because otherwise it's a nightmare. As soon as you get it through the paxillin, through the trunking, it's a nightmare to bend it. Whereas if you do it before it goes in, you can just literally throw it in like that. We've had to get some new fuse holders and some new fuses because the rifle they got at the minute, they were missing 2 of them. Well, actually, they're missing one of these and one fuse, but the wholesalers didn't have the smaller fuses, so we've got the bigger, chunkier ones, and then some new holders. Hopefully these fit. Don't see why they shouldn't. I actually see on TikTok the other day, someone's fuse in their house blew up, and then they just wrap some copper wire between here and here to get it back on. So whatever you do, do not do that in that situation, because that can cause major problems. With no fuse to blow, just a straight connector, you're not protected by anything. So definitely don't do that. But we put the fuses in, let's go turn it on and hope for the best. We have light, lads, the power's back on. Before we turned anything back on, we just done a quick ZE at DB. We've got that, and then we're also going to do phase rotation. So if you never checked for phase rotation, this is how we do it on the Mega. So on the Mega, we just set it to the voltage, and then we plug obviously our leads in, and then what we want to do, this is going to be pretty tricky one hand, that way, live, earth, neutral into there, plug them into there, and then on this, I don't know if you can see that, can you see that? And then on the tester screen you can see L1, L2, L3, so that tells us that the phase rotation is correct for this, because obviously I've got the leads L1, L2, L3, so that is all good. I hope you could see it on the screen, but that just verifies that the phase rotation is right throughout the whole installation. So that ticks off the list. So now we just got to retest the condensers, because that is the only thing we haven't tested, because we moved it from the other fuse board. Everything else on this fuse board's been tested and tested out fine. So I'm just going to go up on the roof, get that tested, and then that is job done up here. So a fuse is back in, neutral's in. A little tip with this as well, do not unscrew that screw the whole way, because there's a tiny little nut at the back of that. If that comes off, then it is an absolute nightmare to get that cover back on. But yeah, fuse is in, up to there, meters in, we just need to get the cover, oh my god, I can't even speak, cover on that, and then drop down into there, into the bottom, and that is job done. Took about, I don't know, took a little while to be fair. It's a bit of a nightmare getting these in, because I wanted these ones in behind these. I should have started with them really, but we started with these, got them in behind, and then dropped them. Being in London, there's just way too many options for food. Like, it is ridiculous. Yesterday I had sandwich, which was probably the best sandwich I have ever had in London. It was just top tier. So today we're just playing it safe, because we can't eat out. Working in London just reminds me of my apprenticeship. When I was doing my apprenticeship, I was about 2 stone heavier than I am now, and it was just flipping ridiculous. So we've got a tandoori chicken and onion bhaji meal deal from Tesco's, and now you can actually get a Krispy Kreme in the meal deal, so we've got that as well. Talking about weight, but it's about balance, isn't it? So we're going to munch this, and then we're going to go test the isolators up on the roof. So I'll probably catch you up on the roof. Let's see what this is saying. This is so random. You know what? That is actually so nice. Wow. Bam. I'll catch you up on the roof. At least it ain't raining. We're up on the roof to test these condensers. A little bit of back and forth, to be honest. Turning them on, turning them off, just to make sure that they are the right ones. But someone has labelled them. But sometimes you can't always trust what they label them. But first floor, second floor, third floor. That's the 4th floor. We just turned that one off and on. So now it's back on. We can just grab a ZS, and hopefully that is the right one. 048. Test between all the phases. Make sure. There we go. Now we tested that one, we can wrap this one up, and then it is testing all the other floors. So I'm not going to bore you with that, because it's going to be a bit of back and forth. Going down there, turning it off, turning it back on, just to double make sure that that is the right one. So yeah, I'll probably get these tested, and then I will catch up with you in a bit. Right, testing is all done. We went through all the different floors, done phase rotation, ZE at DB, labelled the fuse boards as well with the AC stickers. so they can be identified, and then we're just writing it up, doing the boring stuff. So we're going to put it, a lot of people ask me what software do I use, and I actually used the Napit Fast Test. Is it any good? It's okay. It has its pros and cons, pretty much like everything else, but yeah, it's not too bad. It's easy enough to use, but I do get a lot of people, especially on Reels, that say, you didn't test it, you didn't certify it, and things like that. And they say, like, obviously, because I don't show it in a 1 minute reel, doesn't mean I haven't tested it. So many people just say, oh, you haven't certified that, where's your certificate, and things like that. And I'm just like, honestly, why am I going to show the boring testing? To me, testing is boring. Maybe if you want to see a bit more testing, then I will show a bit more testing. But to me, testing is boring, and it bores the life out of me. So if it bores me, why do you guys want to watch it? I don't know. Maybe you do. Let me know in the comment section. But yeah, we're just going to get this all written up now, and then we're going to be changing over some sockets, and then that is going to finish up the day. Loads of broken sockets on a couple of floors. I think there was about 17 in total. That's some coinage right there, isn't it? But yeah, we just got the new sockets, a couple of back boxes to change over as well, and that is going to wrap up the day. So I totally forgot to end the London vlog video. I am absolutely rubbish at this YouTube malarkey, but we're just currently editing the video now, and I've just realised that I forgot to end it. So it's a couple of days from that London trip. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bit of three-phase work, bit changing the meters, bit of testing, just a general three-phase install and upgrade video. So if you have enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. There's plenty more to come on the channel. Maybe drop a comment of what you'd like to see, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Stay grafting.